Good afternoon. Hi, it's Greg Wallace here again, CEO of Master Plumbers. Welcome to day 6 of lockdown life, as I call it. Look, I just thought I'd give you a quick video update because there's quite a few extra resources we've been able to add to the website and to the forum. So I thought I'd be able to touch on those and also give you some other information of what we're up to at Master Plumbers. So look, number one, some of your employees will need some HR variations to their contracts. So we're just working through that at the moment with their HR team. And those updates will be loaded up to our Master Plumbers website, and through the forum there will also be links available by the end of the day. So if you are making any changes to the employment contracts, you will need a variation in place for your staff. 2, we've created a Master Plumbers consumer fact sheet, and that's prior to you going out to jobs to let the consumers know that you have to treat them differently. So obviously things like preferring them to leave the home or minimizing the distance they're in contact with you when you're completing the job for them is a couple of the key items that are on the form. So I do really recommend that you email that form out to all your consumers before completing any essential work. Look, there's been a couple of questions from members on the forum about, do plumbing, gas fitting and drain laying businesses need to register with MB as an essential service? And the answer simply to that is no, you don't. You've got essential services as part of our trades. What you do need to do is just comply, and that means you're only doing essential services. So I'll remind you of that classification. It states really clearly it must be an immediate health concern for the consumers in the home or workplace. So it's quite a tight regime, and I just remind you that there are enforcement in place, and so you need to make sure that you're making good decisions about what work is deemed essential. Look, we've also created a form for that, and the reason why we've created a form is that we've had some members stop by the police and ask them what work they were completing and why they were out on the motorways or the streets. So look, it's a voluntary form. You can use it if you want, but what it does is just notify for your staff and for your customer and potentially for any police that may stop you of what the work you're actually doing and completing. There is now a website available if you're aware of people doing non-essential work. Now obviously on the forum we've had consumers ring up our members. For example, come and install my dishwasher. Obviously that's non-essential work, and then get a text an hour later to say that some other plumber has completed that work. Well, you can now fill out a form and say that this plumber or consumer has completed non-essential work. So it's just a way to try and again put some control methods in place. Okay, PPE gear. Now, I just want to let you know that PPE gear for the whole period of lockdown is going to be a considerable issue. Now, the stocks are going to fluctuate up and down. My advice to members is get your orders in with your merchants as quick as possible, and understand that their stocks will come and go, so they'll fluctuate quite heavily. You're just going to have to be patient about PPE gear. I know there's more shipments arriving as we speak, but as soon as they land, they're going out pretty quickly. So please be patient. Heating jobs. You would have seen the government have released some restrictions on some big box merchants like Briscoe's and the Warehouse and Noel Leemings. And this is basically to allow consumers to buy what they call essential heating items and some computers, so they can still be at home and comfortable as the weather gets slightly colder. Look, obviously we don't want to turn down gas or wood burner work, but the reality is, because that takes some time to install, I think a temporary solution, letting the consumer have an option to have some electric heating is probably the best form of heating in this situation. Look, the other thing I think it's really important to touch on is that the work we're doing behind the scenes, and particularly at Master Plumbers. So I'm constantly talking to members of the Construction Industry Council. I'm also involved in forums with the Construction Accord and other industry bodies. And what we're trying to do is prepare for coming out of lockdown and make sure the construction sector is robust, and make sure there's some financial support in there to rejuvenate the industry. And that's going to be really important. So yes, we think that government subsidies will be required. We think there's a whole lot of support mechanisms the government will need to help us with to make sure that we can hit the ground running when we come out of lockdown. I just want to assure you that Master Plumbers are doing a lot of work in the background representing the needs of your businesses, your employees, and all your teams. We know how important that is, and so we will keep working really hard for you behind the scenes. Look, I just want to touch on also how proud I am to be in this industry. The forum interaction, the way that members and business partners are supporting each other, the interaction that we're having is remarkable, and I feel really proud that we're delivering a really good service for essential services to consumers in New Zealand, and we're also putting protections in place. Look, my message is, number one, try and stay in your bubble if you can. If you have to leave your bubble, be safe and be cautious. This is bigger than our industry. It's looking after the health and safety of all New Zealanders, and that's really important to me. So until next time, please stay safe out there, and I'll speak to you soon.